afternoon. Welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. I'm Carol, and this is my daughter Jennifer, and we are delighted to be with you again. We're a week late, but we'll explain that later on. 2 weeks late,
yes.
But we'll explain that later on. There's been a lot going on around here.
It's been a busy month.
We are really happy to be with you again, and here we go.
Yeah. So first of all, we wanted to start and say a great big thank you to Missy and Kathy at Two Needles Pulling Thread.
Yeah.
They made us their Flosstube friends, I think is what they call it on. It's probably not their last episode now. It's probably a couple. I'm way behind on my Flosstubes. But they had such lovely things to say about us. And Missy said she wanted an hour with Mom when the camera wasn't on. And I told her it's exactly the same as when the camera is on. But thank you so much. We welcome anybody who came over as a result of them shouting us out. And hope you enjoy our banter as much as theirs. And last time we had a Viagra mention in the middle of the Flosstube, which a couple people said never thought I'd hear that. So you never know what's going to happen here at Two Tall Stitchers. But thanks a lot, Missy and Kathy. We both really enjoyed that and appreciate it.
And we love to watch you guys too. And Kathy, we hope you're doing well with your chemo and your treatments and everything. And we're looking forward to having you back 100% very soon.
Yeah.
I've kind of been there. I didn't have chemo, but I understand. And so I'm hoping that things go as well for you as they did for me. Yeah. So, yeah. Good.
And then I've seen a couple of people, but you've seen a lot of people in 5 weeks.
Yeah. Did you see Shanna?
I did see Shanna. Yeah. So Shanna came into the shop and I was helping her shop. And halfway through, somehow we got to talk about Flosstube, and she said, I thought I recognized you. So hi, Shanna. And then I think all the rest are you. Yeah.
Melinda came in. Hi, Melinda. It was good to see you. Kim came in, brought us a few things, which we'll talk about later. Yeah. And I hope your husband's doing better. I'm concerned about him. He is a bit under the weather, and hopefully he's
turned the corner.
Coming back and turning the corner. Yes. And Norma came in with her daughter, Valerie, and they came in 2 weeks ago, and it was Norma's birthday trip. She told her daughter, she said, where do you want to go for your birthday? And she said, I want to go to Two Tall Stitchers so I can meet Carol. So they came, and they did, and we met, and it was lovely. We had a great time. It was so nice to meet you, Norma, and belated happy birthday. And it was great to meet you too, Valerie. Hope you had a good lunch at Rosie's. And then Cindy came in, and Linda came in, and Christina came in from Brown County. And then yesterday, I answered the phone at the store, and this lady said, I'm calling to see if you have some Gentle Arts thread. She said, I'm watching Two Tall Stitchers. And I said, well, you're talking to half of them right now. So hi, Judy in Virginia. Your package went out yesterday, so hopefully your threads will arrive, I can't promise, Monday or Tuesday. And you will have fun stitching. So it was great talking to you. And it was great meeting all of you. It's so much fun when people come in the shop. It's feel like we know each other. Yeah. And then the best one is when somebody looks at you and goes, do you have a Flosstube? or
you really are tall.
Yeah. But then sometimes when we're both there, which has happened a bit lately, somebody will come in and say, oh, and I'll say, well, Jennifer's upstairs. Yeah. And then we're both there. So it's really neat. We really enjoy meeting to you. We look forward to it. So thanks
we
for
don't
coming.
Own the shop.
No.
Not in the plans in the immediate future.
No. But thanks for coming in, and thanks for supporting the shop. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. So. All right. Quilt of the day is mine. This is a quilt that I bought as a kit at Quilt Trends in Columbus, Ohio, which is not open as a shop anymore. I think they still have online.
I don't know.
I bought this a long time ago. This, so I was
sorry, this is too funny.
I was pulling it out to hang it up. And I'll just say, this quilt was the first time I did curved piecing. I had to do these straight lines. It is not perfect, but I had a good time doing it. And then,
let's move out of the way so they can see.
And then for the quilting, this was back when Leah Day was doing her quilt pattern per day. And so I decided to quilt every single section differently. I'm going to tell you right now, not a good decision. This quilt took me forever to finish because I'd finish a row, I quilted it this way, And then I go to the next row and I totally forget what I had done on the row before. So I did a lot of like going forward, going back. Oh, no, I haven't done that one. I can do that. And some of them look better than others, but in the end, it was a great practice quilt. But here's the funny story about it. So I pulled it out and I was like, oh, it has a label on it. What does it say? Oh, it's on this side. By the way, I love the back of this too. This is some of my favorite backing fabric ever. It says, in celebration of your lives together, made by me, December 2011. I have no idea whose wedding present this is. Clearly, I forgot to give it to them.
So let me say, if you got married in 2011, let us know. You may get a quilt in the mail.
This is even fall of 2011, right? Didn't I say no? December of 2011. So if you were a December 2011 wedding, let me know. Your present might be on the way soon. So that's my quilt today. I am guessing that this pattern is not available anymore. I have done some Googling on it a couple times and haven't had any luck. I think it was a local pattern, but you could certainly reach out to Quilt Trends, which I believe still has an online shop.
I don't remember for sure. It was a great store. They had contemporary fabric.
If they do, we will put a link below. Yeah. And then you can reach out to them and see if they have more information about the pattern. I think I even sold the pattern after I made it.
But instead she kept the quilt.
But yeah. Yeah.
For those of you who are new here, now you know why we're crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So anyway, or you know what? Maybe if you got married in 2011, let me know. All right. Well, let's show your previous finish first, and then we can go into life updates, because this is cute. So I'll just say again, we're really good at pulling stuff and not knowing the pattern. I literally, walking into the room, pulled this. She has a rack with a bunch of like table runners, small wall hangings on it. I pulled it off and I said, you're going to show this as a previous finish. So
here's my previous finish. And this is a Crabapple Hill kit that I bought at Back Door down in Greenwood, Indiana, and it's not dated, but it's done. I mean, I did all the embroidery and then I put it together. It was a kit, I'm pretty sure. It had to be. And so when I finished it, then I looked at the pattern and realized there were supposed to be a lot of different specialty stitches, but being my usual stupid self, I just went ahead and embroidered the whole thing in just regular embroidery.
Stitches,
but I think it's fine. And if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know unless...
No, it's super cute. We got to find a place to hang it up.
Yeah. It's long enough.
Yeah. I like it.
So that's my... Previous finish of the day.
All right. So why don't you tell us what's been going on with you in the last 5 weeks?
Oh, Lord. Well, currently my husband isn't driving, so he's had some doctor appointments I've had to take him to. So I spent a lot of time knitting socks in the doctor's waiting rooms.
Yes.
Waiting rooms.
Yes.
And then...
And everything is okay. These are ongoing, routine, old man doctor appointments.
Emphasis on old.
Yeah.
But
he's a lot older than she is. It's true. He really is.
I was a baby. Anyway, so much for that. And as you may have noticed on Instagram, I posted a picture of my pup. He all of a sudden started throwing up and wasn't eating and everything else. And I took him into the vet. And then we did x-rays, then we did ultrasounds, and you can hear the dollar signs clicking right as we're going. Mm-hmm. And then I talked to the vet, my vet, I love him, he's wonderful. And he said, we need to do surgery because we need to find out. He said, there's a chance it could be cancer.
Yeah, they saw inflammation.
Yeah, inflammation,
his intestine was bigger than it should have been.
And he had a lot of gas in his system. It's probably too much information, but anyway. I'm getting really good at reading x-rays and ultrasounds.
The dog has always had lots of gas.
So anyway, he went in for surgery a week ago this past Wednesday. Yeah. And it was not cancer. It's a seriously inflamed bowel issue. And unfortunately, it's in a place where it can't be removed, so we have to work around it. Yeah. And so then he came home, and he has not really popped back. He has not been interested in eating. He's been doing a lot of sleeping. He's been doing a lot of peeing, and he's
anywhere
just,
he wants.
Yeah. It's been really hard for him. And I'm actually last Monday we were prepared to take him in and put him down. And when we came in, I looked at the vet and I said, he's still alive. Because when we took him home over the weekend, she thought he would pass away.
Make it. Yeah.
And so he's still here. He's downstairs now. He actually ate some mashed potatoes today with a little bit of canned dog food, which was the second time he's eaten. He ate a little bit last night. So we're hoping that he's turning the corner and he's going to be with us for a few more years because he's a sweet, sweet dog.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he's not up here, so you can't see him, but he is sound asleep on the couch downstairs, I hope. So it's been a lot of visits to the doctor. I think yesterday my husband and I went out and he didn't go with us, and I could just see him saying, I don't have to go. You're not putting my harness on. Because when he gets to the vet, he's like, no, I don't think I want to go in. The other day they gave him his prednisone, his steroid shot right in the middle of the lobby because he wouldn't move.
Go any further.
He wouldn't go any further. And
he's had what, maybe 6 ultrasounds now.
He's had several ultrasounds. He's had, shots. He's been poked. He's been prodded. He's had his temperature taken, which really is an interesting thing to watch his eyes. And so anyway,
okay, keep moving.
Yeah. He's hopefully. She said we need a good 7 to 10 days from last Monday to help him turn around. So please keep your fingers and your toes crossed because we are. Because we would really miss him if he were gone, and so would she.
Yep, he's a sweet boy. So And while you were managing all of that, I've been on 3 trips since we saw you last. First, my niece got married. This was the niece who was in my wedding, had her own wedding.
As a flower girl.
Yeah, she was a flower girl in my wedding. She got married out in the foothills outside of Denver, Colorado, which was beautiful. And my son said, I think I want to go to college out here because I like this. So he's all hot for Colorado now. That was a very quick weekend. We got home Sunday night. And
you got to see Andrew.
We got to see my nephew. Yep. So it was great.
Who was going to school at Boulder.
Yes.
So he was, Jack was really...
Oh, yeah. And I can put in a picture. I'll put in the family picture of us all dressed up at the wedding. Will you just make a note? Just put some pictures. So, so we got home Sunday night, and Monday morning for a 6 a.m. flight, I got up early and I went back to the airport less than 12 hours since I had left it, and I turned around and I spent a week in Orlando. I had a work conference there, which was fantastic. It's the first time they've held it since 2019. So it was great to be there, and I spent then the weekend with my friend Beth, and we had a good time together. I'll show you some of the fun we got up to while I was there. And then,
the timing was perfect. It was the week before the hurricane.
Yes.
The week before.
2 weeks.
2 weeks,
before.
Because Beth lives in Orlando.
She lives in Orlando. She did have heavy winds. I think a little bit of damage to her fence, but not so bad in Orlando as it was on the coast. And then I was home for a week, and then I left again. And this week I had a work meeting in Seattle. So actually outside of Seattle in Redmond, I was at the Microsoft headquarters, which was very cool. So I spent a couple days in Seattle and just got home last night. Yeah. So now I'm home for a week and a half until we go to retreat. So and then after that, no more. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say no more plans because the minute I say that, something will come up. So yes, so I'm home for a week and a half, and then we'll go to our quilt retreat next Wednesday. Yeah, for the weekend. So yes, it's been busy, but it's been good. So I'll put in a couple of pictures of the family and Microsoft and all that. So yeah. All right, should we jump into questions? Yeah. So
before we start that, let me just say that if any of our viewers are in Florida, we certainly are thinking of you and hoping that you didn't come out with serious damage. I know if you were on the West Coast, the chances of that were probably pretty slim, and we do hope that you can. That
first and foremost, all the people are okay. Yeah. That's the most important thing, and then secondly, that your property and your belongings are salvageable or not too much damage. Yeah, definitely. So. Alrighty. Well, last time we asked a question about where you start your stitching. So this started at our cross stitch retreat back in August. We asked the group there, and we had actually very similar results from about 30 people. The majority was top left, then middle, then it kind of depends on the pattern, and then a few others from there. So our results were, like I said, very similar to that. We had 116 people who answered this question, so thank you to all of you. And almost 80% of them fit into 2 categories. Top left was number 1. 47 people said top left. And center was number 2. 44 people said center. So that was 38% of you. And I'll have a graph up here that you're looking at. But yeah, and a lot of people said top left or center, depending on the pattern. So if you said that, I just took whichever one you said first. We had 14 people who said it depends on the project, where they decide to start. And then just single digits, we had 4 who start in the lower left, 2 in the lower right, 2 in the center top, 2 in the top right, and 1 in the center bottom. So always interesting to hear. A lot of you do it. It was funny when you described what you did and then explained why. A lot of people said that was how I was taught, or I used to always do it this way, and then I saw I could do it a different way, and I've never gone back. But for a lot of people, you start where you start because you don't want to run out of fabric. They were like, I know if I start in the top left, I make it, or if I start in the center, I'll make it, or if I start in the bottom, I'll make it. You know, there were a lot of people who commented on that regardless of where they started. And then several people commented it makes a difference whether there's a border to the pattern or not. So if there's a border, they're more likely to start with that border and make sure it goes all the way around, as opposed to if there's no border, then more likely to do like a center start. So always fun to see the stats. Yep. And
I will tell you, I am either top left or center. I did the bottom with this stitch along. Thank you, Jamie Mickelson. And never again. It drove me crazy. Yeah. I'm not a bottom starter.
Yeah. I'm pretty solidly a center starter.
Yeah.
I will do a top start.
Now that I've found those little measuring things that help you go in 3 inches and start. The quarter gauge. If you don't have something that doesn't come out to the corner, you know, sometimes you have a piece that it'll start here and then it'll go over to the corner, and you can't do that. But you know, the center gauges, really help.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's our data from this time. So what's up next? Other questions?
Yeah. Okay. That's about you.
Oh, okay.
That's judging.
Yeah. So YT's mom asked, did I feel the fair judging should have had more constructive comments? Because I shared my judging results and comments on the last show. Not really. I mean, they're busy. They have a lot to look at. I felt good that where there was constructive feedback, I got good comments on that. I think where they said it was great, I just trust that there was something that was more impressive or that fit their eye better. You know, sometimes it's about what the judge likes and what looks good to their eye. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the comments. I'm certain if I submit more things in different shows, I'll get different comments, and I think that's great, because just like we've done with quilting, we've submitted a lot of quilts for judging over time, and you get different comments from different judges, and it all helps you know where to focus if you want to improve.
Yeah. One time when I was helping with the judging at our guild show, and the judge was talking about bindings, and she picked up this one quilt and said, now this binding is really well done, it's full and everything else. And I looked at it, and it was my quilt. I was shocked.
That's exciting.
That was exciting to have my quilt, you know, just randomly picked up. But this binding was really good. And I was like, whoa. So now I do pay attention to my bindings.
Yes.
Always have.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah couldn't find the pop-up basket pattern that you showed last time. I think it's right by your feet. Do you have it?
Yeah, I can.
Or do you have a bunch of stuff on
I can. Hang on. This is the big one.
This is
the big one. It pops up. It's got a big spring in it, and the little one is full of socks. And it's at the fatquartergypsy.com, and on their website, go to their website. It is available on Amazon, but let's support our makers. Yeah. It's called Stacking Pop-Ups, and it's right there. And we saw them. We checked it out just before we came on.
Yep. So you can get the springs, the patterns, extra springs to make them. These would be great Christmas gifts, really, for stitchers or non-stitchers, because who doesn't need a basket? And this is the large one we think.
This is the big one.
And then there's a medium and a small. I mean, everybody needs baskets for stuff, right?
This one I think came as a kit, and the reason I bought it, obviously, snowmen. But you can get them, you know, just the pattern and use your own. Yeah. But it's really handy. And then the other thing I did not put on it, but it does have like a strap you can stitch so that if you need it, it'll stay down. Yeah. It'll stay flat.
Yeah. Like a I think it's elastic that goes over it.
Yeah, it's an elastic strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Lynette asked, when we stitch with sulky threads, what fabric do we use? And I think I've stitched with sulky once or twice so far. I've used linen. I would not hesitate to use it on Aida or even weave.
Yeah, I think you can use it on anything.
Yeah. You've used it on even weave, linen?
Mm-hmm. Even weave, I think.
Yeah.
I think I still have something going, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was an even weave.
Yeah. And then Debbie asked about the weight of sulky. Was it the same as embroidery thread?
Sulky is equivalent to like 2 strands of DMC.
Yep.
So
or fancy floss.
Fancy floss. So when you're using sulky, you just use 1 thread.
Mm-hmm.
You don't use 2.
Yep.
Otherwise, you'll have a very puffy project.
Very puffy. Yeah. But if you were doing something on a much smaller count,
yeah,
you could use 2 strands to be more like a pearl cotton. I think 2
if
strands
you were
of
looking,
sulky
it would probably be like a pearl cotton
Yeah.
if you needed something like that. Yeah, that would be a
But
possibility.
it's much thicker than the embroidery thread.
Yeah, but it's nice to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mary Lou wanted to know if you can stitch Mill Hill kits on Aida. Yes, and actually every once in a while a kit comes out that on Aida that includes the Aida fabric, because most of the Mill Hill kits are done on perforated paper. But I've seen many people. I think Jamie Mickelson at Cornhusker State Stitchers is doing her Mill Hill kits on Aida.
Yeah, and I would say, and vice versa, you can take kits that are on fabric and stitch them on perforated paper, as long as they don't have half stitches.
Right.
But yeah, there was something I saw somebody do, I can't even remember, on perforated paper, and I was like, oh, that's an outstanding idea. It was a Christmas ornament pattern.
Yeah.
Because those are super easy to finish. You just slap some felt on the back of them, cut them out, done. But yeah, so you can definitely interchange the fabric and the perforated paper.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into some stitching.
Okay.
Do you have some whips, or all you have to share is finishes?
No, I have a whip.
Okay.
It's right here.
All right.
It was hiding. Hang on. Okay. And this is she hasn't seen it yet, but this is it's not for you. In Mill Hill National Park, Santa's, and this is for Grand Canyon. I knew that. And so I started this last year when I had my hip surgery, because I was sure I was going to get so much done. I still have a whole cart full of crap that I took downstairs and didn't finish. But this is as far as I've gotten, and I pulled it out the other day and started it on again. This is a Mill Hill kit, and this one has, I didn't bring it up, I don't have it out, but it's got like 20 different threads.
Yeah, they usually do.
It's going to be really pretty when it's done. And I was working on it yesterday at the store, and then I was working on it last night.
Nice.
And so I do. My plan is to finish it for this Christmas for him.
All right.
So that's my whip.
Okay, I have 3 whips.
The only one.
These are the only things I've worked on in the last 5 weeks, and I traveled a lot, so I didn't work on stuff. So the first one is This Is Halloween by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This one. And we are doing we're doing, I don't know, the stitch along with Cornhusker State Stitchers is over. Terry and Jamie have both finished theirs. I have not finished mine. And so here's where I am. Again, this is the one we started from the bottom up. And so I'm at Ghosts. I have Jack-o'-lantern and the Witch's Feet and the rest of the potion bottles over here. So I will get back to this soon. Okay. Yeah, so this is on... Shoot. Where's my bags? Just a second. Please hold.
I got it.
Okay, you have that. I forgot to look up my stuff. You can hold it down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. This is on 28 count Havana from Color and Cotton. And I'm stitching it with all the called for DMC threads.
Yep.
So that's that one. And then the second one I have worked on, which has thread dangling from it because I stopped it like mid-stitch, is Graveyard Goblins. So you've seen this one for a while. I've been working on it and off. And here's where I am on that. I have
really good.
Finished most of the specialty stitches, so I'll go real close so you can see them. and I just started on the last specialty stitch row. So the pattern for this row, which is also this row, calls for you to go all the way across the top and then come back on the bottom. And so that's why it has some interesting variegation. On this one, I'm going to try it top and bottom all the way across. And then I'll see which one I like better and pull it out. So pull out the other one. So once I finish that, I have the words boo.
Yep.
And then I have the rest of the fence to outline. I've done some of the back stitching on the fence, but not all of it. And then I have a couple of buttons, I think. 1 or 2 buttons to put on. I couldn't find all the buttons that they called for because it's so old.
Yeah.
But I definitely have
1995.
So it's old. So I know I have a bat button. That may be the only one I have. And this is on a piece of 28 count taupe linen that I got from one of our Stitcher garage sales that we went to, or things like that. So I don't know the exact manufacturer on that one. And then my third one, which I was really hoping to have a finish on, but not so. This is Circle of Flowers, Quaker Style by Ori TM. And this one, I should have ironed it, but I didn't. Here's where I am on this.
That's really pretty.
Thanks.
Boy, you've really done it quickly.
I really like it. There's 3 flowers left. So I'm hoping to stitch on it tonight or tomorrow morning and have a finish to show you next time.
Are you going to finish it in a hoop?
I think so.
I
I
like
really
that
like
finish.
that circular finish.
Yeah.
I'll probably wrap my hoop because I like the fabric wrapped hoops, but I'll need to find the right fabric for it.
Yeah.
So yes, so there's my 3 whips that I've been working on. I did find I could travel with this one because I don't need my magnification. I need good light, but not magnification. So that's why that one got so much stitching time. So those are my whips. I didn't finish anything, but you did.
Yes, I did. I just dropped that on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This may look familiar, but mine is done. Yeah. Finished. I'm really pleased with it. And I thought I had a frame, but it's about 1 inch too big on the bottom, or 2 inches. So I will be on the hunt for a frame. But yeah, it was fun. I started from the bottom up. There's a mistake in there. I did some compensating, so I don't think you'll really catch it unless you're really sharp. I did go back and outline my 3 ghosts with a darker gray thread because they just didn't show up on that fabric.
Yeah.
Which is
Stormy Night?
Stormy Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I don't know what the
Lugana.
count is. Yeah, it's a Lugana, and I really enjoyed stitching it. I used the called for DMC colors.
It's either 28 or 32.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And then the other shocking finish is Erica Michael's Reindeer Games. And here it is. And it's done. I did all those bloody snowflakes and everything, but it was fun to do. And this is another one. I hope to find a nice square frame to fit it. Michael's has frames on sale till today. So maybe we'll run over there after this and see if we can find a couple of frames and get them taken care of.
So it's interesting. You don't do hash marks between all the letters.
You can. She did it. I think on the pattern it showed solid. But she said she had done it every other. And I kind of like that better.
Yeah.
If you hold it up a little closer, then you can see that they're... See, it's like every other one. Mm-hmm. And that went really quickly. That was really fun to do.
Yeah.
So that's a store sample. So I'm hoping I can find the frame.
And this is on 20 count vintage country mocha Ada.
Okay.
I only remember that because I cut it for you. And it's a small Ada. That's yeah. But it looks great. And you did it with one
over one, isn't it?
Well,
it's one thread.
Ada, one thread.
It's one thread over one.
Over one.
Yeah.
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 So it's very pretty.
Yeah. So the 2 bigger ones I've been working on are done.
Nice.
So now I've gone through
now
and
you're
tried to figure out
work on
what else I want to work on. Yeah.
Did you get you did get your buttons on your big Christmas rules.
I did, and I have my hanger for it. It's actually right there on my cutting table. But again, this week I haven't had a lot of time upstairs because I've been spending a lot of time in the car
and downstairs with the dog.
And and at the vet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And I have we both have an FFO that we will share next time because we participated in a Halloween swap with some other Flosstubers, and they haven't, one's been received, the other one hasn't, so we'll wait, and next time we'll show you what we did for those, and then we will hopefully have received ours from them so we can share both. But in the meantime,
go ahead, you can go.
Okay, I have a finish, and so this is a piece, I don't know, maybe a year ago, you had somebody that gave you someone's old stash who had passed away, I think. And we went through it all, and there were some books and stuff that we put out on the free table at the retreat, and then there were a couple of stitched pieces, and this was one of them. So I took it to save the stitch, and I made a little pillow out of it. I don't know what it is. Might be Prairie Schooler, but it was already fully stitched. There were 2 pieces in there that were fully stitched, so I grabbed them both.
Tell them that this is a twofer.
Oh, yeah. And this fabric is our challenge fabric for our quilt retreat that we got last year. We got a half yard of it, and we had to make something with it. So this just happened to be the perfect fabric for these pumpkins. So nice little pillow. And then I just did the clothes on the back, and I put that it was an unknown stitcher finished by me. So yeah, that'll go in my little basket on the
and it'll be her show off at retreat. We'll show you pictures. We've shown you pictures before that. Okay, and then last winter I was working on this, which is a Mill Hill kit, and it is a shop model. And I pulled it out the other day, and I was 1 row off on all this blue up here. Do you know how hard it is to take out blue on blue? But I did. I persevered, and here he is. He's done.
He's cute.
And he's a magnet. Yeah, I stitched all the blue above his back. I had to take all that out.
Oh my gosh.
And it was dark.
It was on blue.
It was blue on blue
paper.
paper. Yeah,
Oh,
on navy paper.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a real challenge, but I was 1 row off in it, and I didn't realize it until I got closer. But anyway, so he's done. He's a magnet, and he'll be in the store as a sample. Yeah. Yay. So now I can work on the 97 other Mill Hills that I have.
Yeah. But you're done with shop samples for the moment, right?
Yeah, I have 1 to finish.
Oh,
I'm waiting for Adam to fix that 1 piece of wood for me,
yeah.
and then I'll have that, and then I'll be finished. Yeah.
But you're finished with all the stitching. You just have FFOing to do. Nice.
Yeah.
I still have 1 shop model that I'm working on, and then we gotta work on what's next.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that.
Great. Haul and Happy Mail. I think, was it right after our last time we filmed, we were going out shopping? Oh, I think I informed you during Flosstube that we were going shopping.
You did.
So, we went to the fabric store near us. I'll show what I got when we talk about our quilts along. And then we went to Hobby Lobby, and I picked up a couple things. You didn't buy anything that day, did you?
Yes, I did. I got that little stand, which
which
piece
is
broke,
a
and
part.
that's part of my finish. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll show that when you finish. So I picked up another one of these at Hobby Lobby. I got it last year, and I've done 2 finishes on them, but I was trading them out. Or actually, I think I've done 3 finishes on them. So I got another one so that it can be fully dedicated. This is from their Robert Stanley line, and it's in the fall stuff. Yeah. So Hello Fall. You won't see the Hello Fall because I put my stitching in it. And then this I just picked up. I think we were down in the unfinished. No, this is Fall Crafts.
I think we both got one of these. I may have
Fall
one too.
Crafts tag for the wall plaque. And I just thought this will be perfect. If you need to paint it, you can paint it, and you can just put a finish right on top of it. So I don't have anything specific in mind, but I'm sure I will find something.
I wonder if the reindeer will fit on there.
Oh.
We'll have to look.
Yeah. And then the third one I got
This is cute.
was this guy. So it's burlap around the sides. It has leaves. Oh, I think this side is the front because this has the bow.
Yeah.
And this is Fall 2022 wood pumpkin. And I Stitching by the Housewives. I can't remember the name, but it's the scarecrow and the cat with the pumpkins, and I think it'll fit on this. So that's my plan. I don't know if we'll keep this bow or I'll just turn it around and do it on this side. and kind of move stuff around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the plan for this one, is to FFO my stitching with the Housewives piece on this. So yeah, that was fun. And then I bought fabric, but we'll look at that in a minute.
Yeah. When I was in the shop the other day, Vicki gave me the sample. It's called, it's from Enchanted Fabrics, and it was a sample. And so it's really pretty. It's a 28 count Lugana, and it's called Flare.
Royalty.
And the color is Royalty.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to make with it
So
yet.
she flipped it at her and said, I don't plan to order this, so you can have the sample.
Yeah, so that's the sample. So that's going to be pretty, and it's a decent sized piece, so that I can.
Think it's,
maybe
it's
that's
like a
painted
bluey purple.
Yeah,
it's really pretty.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So, and then I've been pretty good ordering, sort of.
Yeah.
And this is the Shepherd's Bush. It's the bag where you can stitch on the bag, and the bag is on order. We're waiting for it to come in, but I got the pattern. Yeah. And they have quilt, they have sewing, they have stitch. Seems like there's one or two others. I think they have
spring.
Yeah, they may have a joy or something. But anyway, I thought I'd pick up this. So I'm waiting for the bag to come in so I can work on that. And then this is the last time we filmed, I showed the small twisted threads pattern that I picked up at the retreat off the free table, which was a little tiny pumpkin. Well, Kim had the little tiny acorn.
And she brought it.
And so she brought it, and she loaned it to me. So I will stitch that up, and then I will give it back to her. But she said she entered this in the fair, I think, or somewhere. And the comment from the judge was, the frame overwhelms the piece. And her reply to the judge, who she didn't speak to, was, well, the designer didn't think so. So anyway, and then she also has given us these patterns, which we both plan to do some stitching. Yeah. I love, it's Primrose Cottage, and you know I love winter. And then this is Blackbird Designs in full glory. Yeah. And then this is Silver Creek Sampler Winter Friends. So both of us may be doing that one.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's...
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. We love that stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty much my haul. And I got my Color and Cotton 3 for this month, but I put them away and I can't remember which ones they were. So.
And I'll share this. This is kind of haul before we go to sewing. So when I was in Orlando, my friend Beth is also a stitcher, and she wanted to dye some fabric because she hadn't done it before. So I think she picked me up from the airport and we went straight to Joann's and we bought dye, and I picked up a couple things of, what is it? Not Lugana.
I know, it begins with an M.
Yeah, we'll think of it. The fabric they sell there in the tubes, you guys know what we're talking about. And so this one is dyed apple green, and I really like how this turned out. It's
amazing how thready they get when you're dyeing.
Yeah, I know they need to be serged or something, but so there's apple green, and then the next one we dyed aquamarine, and then we put petal pink on top of it, and that was kind of fun. And then mine actually laid right next to the green and got a little bit of green. But I just love the kind of the wild colors here, so who knows what that'll be. But yeah, that was kind of fun. And I'll put in a picture too. She dyed 3 or 4 big pieces of fabric. Ada, Lugana, I think maybe some linen. So
Monaco,
that's it. That's what mine is, Monaco. So anyway, she dyed as well. So we had a good time dyeing and then stitching. Yeah, we did a lot of stitching. Okay.
Okay, finishes. Are we doing? We're doing fabric.
I think we're done with stitching.
Yeah, now we're
but don't
quilting and knitting,
because we're doing our 4,000 subscriber video in a few minutes. Yeah. So we're going to talk about a little
giveaway, not video.
Yeah, what she said. I was in a different time zone yesterday. I'm going to blame it on jet lag. So yeah,
almost got to take the red eye home.
We had a sewing afternoon and evening over Labor Day weekend.
Was that what it was?
That's
right.
That's
what it was.
And we both worked on bags, right?
Yeah.
So you want to show yours?
Okay, I have actually I made 9 of them, and I've sent them off to Fancy Works, but I kept this one because I really liked it. I thought it was really pretty. And with the fall leaves and everything, and then the back is the orange diamonds, which I really like. And the fabric came from Back Door down in Greenwood. And we're making another trip down there tomorrow.
And so the 9 you sent to
8.
Fancy Works are for sale there.
Yes.
So
yes.
if you're looking for a bag. And then I pulled out, Mom made one out of the koalas last year.
Yeah.
I think we might have given it away. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But I decided it was time for me to have a koala bag too. And it's not great. I don't know why. It didn't come together great. But you know what? I don't care. I'll still use it. I'll hold a pattern and a fabric.
And this is really, I won't say in memory of, but my sister loved koalas.
Yeah,
and so it's whenever we see anything koala, we really are touched by it.
Reminds us of her. And then the other thing I started and then wound up finishing the next day is Mini Blossom by Fig Tree Quilts. And this is a pattern I've had for a while. And last time we went down to Back Door, I got all the patterns for all the fabrics to make it. And I finished the little mini quilt top.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah.
And that's all stitching, sewing stuff. It's buttons and
so the you want to hold that up?
Yeah.
The fabric line is, slide it over, Sew a Little by whatever that name says. I can't read it backwards.
Danielle Leone.
Danielle Leone.
Licensed to
WP?
Wilmington Prince.
Wilmington Prince.
Yeah.
Okay. So a little time. So yeah, so this will go down in my little quilting room.
It really turned out cute.
Yeah. It's very busy when you look at it up close.
Yeah.
But it's better when you look at it a little further away. See, when you look at it up close, it's very busy. But yeah, so that was fun. And then I think that's all I did. That's all I finished.
Okay, then one day my friend Pam came over and she said, "Do you want to go to the quilt store?" And I said, "Yes." And we always go over to the one that's very close to us. And there's another one in town called French Seam. And they are actually a very nice fabric store. They have wools and all kinds of really good quality dressmaking fabric and stuff. And so we went over there and she had a bunch of fat quarter sets on sale. So you guys know I drink. I bought this one, which I thought was really cute to make a bag. And this one was with it. And I thought, oh, that would make a perfect back for it. But then I came home and look what I had in my stash. She was in shock. She was like, "Where'd that come from?"
I know where it came from. It's in my t-shirt quilt that she made me when I was in college.
Yeah. So that'll be both of them. It works perfectly with both of them. So yay.
Yeah.
I will.
And you'll use up all the purple in your stash.
That I hope. And then she also had this set, which I thought was really cute. And that's right side up. It's a little Christmas scene. And then for the backing, this came in with it. And so that'll be the back of it and everything, the little packages and everything. Nice. So and they were both on sale, and I really liked them. So now I need to get busy and get them made.
Yes.
So I think that was my haul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's
Oh wait.
Knitting.
Knitting, yeah.
Knitting.
Okay, I swore that I would have my socks mended by the time you guys. Oh, that's what I didn't bring up is my socks. I started a new pair of socks, and they're so pretty. I don't think they're here.
Well, we're gonna pause in a second.
Yeah.
So you can get your
I did. This is my sock that I'm mending. Okay, I want to prove to you that I did start, and I just need to what they call Kitchener the toe so that there's no seam. I was going to try and do that before we film, but you really need to concentrate, and I'm not there. So this is my patch on my sock, and so I have.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there. At least I've proved to you that I am working on them, and I'm thinking about them. So yeah, they'll get done.
So let's do our
Giveaway.
4,000 subscribers giveaway. Last video we hit 4,000 right before the video happened, and so it was too much of a rush to pull things together. But we wanted to do that today, and we have had just some really, really generous people give us patterns, kits, booklets, and so we keep them in a little bag here. We went through the bag today, and so we will have 6 items for giveaways. So each one will have a number, and you're just going to put the numbers down below for anyone that you want.
Don't spell them out and make it like a 1 and a 2,
numerical
but not
numbers.
words.
Yeah,
no words.
Numerical numbers. You guys know all the rules. Don't say the words we don't need you to say that attract the spammers. You have to be over 18. Please be a subscriber. Please like the video, and please answer our question. So without further ado, we have 6 items for giveaway.
Okay, this is number 1, and this is a 3-parter. This is from Judy Whitman at JBW Designs.
Yeah.
It's the French Country Mitten. It's the Christmas Tree Collection, and it's the Alphabet Owl.
Yes.
So that's number 1.
Number 1 is going to be all 3 of these.
All 3. Okay, then number 2 is from Little House Needleworks, and this was another generous donation from a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these are from the it was the 9-part series with the farm. Pinewood Farm? No. Farmhouse Christmas. So this is numbers 6, 7, and 8 from that design.
Show them each individually.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in those, that is number 2. Number 3 is from Mary Engelbright, the Cherub Bowlies, and Key to Happiness.
Key to Happiness.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you're a Mary Engelbright fan, this is your chance to get a couple of
And
nice
I've
patterns.
stitched that one before. Somebody sent early on a bunch of Mary Engelbright stuff, and I had this book, so we put it in for a giveaway.
Okay, that's number 3.
Okay.
Number 4 is from Bobby G Designs, and it's called Jolly Old St. Nick's. So there's 4 Santas there.
Yep.
And that, you can try and get it done before Christmas this year, but it might be a project for next Christmas.
That would be a good Christmas Day start.
Yeah, it'd be a nice start. That's a
Yeah.
lot of cute Santas. A lot of cute
Yes.
Santas. So that's number 4. Number 5 is My Heart Can Rest from Blackbird Designs.
And I think, hang on, I'm just going to look to see if there's more than one pattern in this. No, she just has a picture on the back of it.
Framed.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, and then number 6 is a Mill Hill kit called Pine Tree and Heart Pillow. It comes with the floss, it comes with the beads, it comes with the pillow form, the top of the pillow, and the cry knit that goes with it.
Yeah.
So that is number 6, and this one you could get done by Christmas. This won't
Yes,
take
that
that
would
long.
probably go fast.
So yes, please put your number in, and you can ask for all of them. You can ask for 1, for 2, whatever. You will not win more than
You'll win
one.
one.
You must be over 18, so we can legally ask you for your address. Please do not say free.
We already
giveaway.
did all that.
I know,
Yeah, we're
but
good. They know.
just to remember. Okay, all right.
Okay. We are going to talk about our Wind Drifter quilt along next. This is the pattern that we've showed you a couple of times, and we are going to talk about how we plan to do it and how to share designs. So we're going to pause for just a second so we can reset the table, and then we'll come back and talk about that.
Okay, we're back. I did, while we were gone, Jennifer ran downstairs and she did pick up my socks that I'm working on. I don't know if you can see it, but they're sparkly. I got a little carried away and knitted the top too long, so it's going to be interesting to see what the bottom looks like.
Yeah,
but
you've turned the heel,
I've
right?
turned the heel and I'm into the foot, so they're going very quickly, and I'm really excited.
Good.
So
now, for those of you who are quilters or enjoy watching quilting, we are going to host the Wind Drifter Quilt Along. This is a new quilt pattern by Robin Pickens, and we got our patterns out at the quilt
Ovation.
shop called, in some places, Art Ovation, and in some places, Not Your Average Quilter.
on Facebook, he's not your average quilter, but the shop itself is known as Art Ovation.
Yeah, so we've gotten our pattern from there. There are 2 sizes of the quilt. There's a large size, which is 65 inches square, and then the small size is 32 and some amount. 32 and 3/4 inches square. We're both making the smaller one.
Yep.
That's the plan. And we have lots of fabrics to choose from. So you got a kit from
he had it done and it was gorgeous.
It's really pretty.
And these were his fabrics that he used. So come on, why fight it? They're just beautiful. Let me get one more there. So there, see if we can hold it up for you. But they're beautiful. And my background is going to be a white on white, which I have a lot of. I also have some snow from Kona, so it's going to be one of those, and I just haven't pulled it yet. But those are my fabrics, and I love them. Yeah. And he's got it done, and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
And then I decided to go Halloween, and so
got a little carried away here.
8 fat 8s for this, so don't count how many fabrics I have. But these are all the fabrics I'm going to choose from. I may not wind up using them all. It's a combination of fabrics that I bought at Backdoor, out at Not Your Average Quilter, or that I had in my stash. So it's going to be this like green, purple, orange. Those are going to be my primary colors. It's going to be
cool.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. And I'm just realizing as I look at the pattern, for the big stars, you know, or arrows, I probably need to choose 2 colors, and then my accent color can be in the little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it'll be crazy. And then my background is this Teresa Kogut print, which is just kind of a Halloween. It's a light tan color. And so as we mentioned earlier, we're going on our quilt retreat. So the goal is buy your fabric, buy your pattern now. I think we talked about this a couple times already, so hopefully you've had a chance to do that. We are both going to plan to make ours at our quilt retreat, or get as far as we can.
Work on it at our
quilt
retreat.
There you go. That's a better, yes. Work on it at our quilt retreat. And we might get a chance to do some cutting in advance so we can just sew when we get there. If not, we'll be cutting it out and sewing it when we're there. And then what we'd like to have everybody do is try and finish their top by about Thanksgiving. And then when we do our first Flosstube after Thanksgiving, we'll do a quilt parade of all the Wind Drifter quilts. So if you'd like to participate, go ahead and get your stuff together. And then on Instagram, we're going to have you use 2 hashtags. Our hashtag, 2TallStitchers, because we know we'll find you that way. And then the other one is Wind Drifter QAL, and we'll put them both across the bottom here. But that will be for our group to watch. So if you're not a quilter but you want to follow along, you can follow either the 2TallStitchers or the Wind Drifter QAL hashtag. So hopefully that will be fun. And I know we have a couple of people who have purchased the fabric or told us they're going to participate. So
yeah.
Okay. Last thing I think is plans over the next couple of weeks.
Well, I'm plugging along with the dog. He did eat some mashed potatoes this morning, so I'm hoping that he will continue to have a better appetite, because he hasn't eaten in almost 2 weeks now. Yeah. And hopefully he will perk up and we will have him around for a lot longer. Mm-hmm. Then I want to try and pre-cut for the retreat, because that's always good to do. Every time I pre-cut, I'm always happy.
Much more productive.
Yeah, get a lot done. Yeah. Get a lot done. And you're not distracted. If you can cut at home and you're by yourself and nobody's talking to you, you don't cut a 2.5-inch piece when it should have been a 3-inch piece. Yeah. Ask me how I know. And so I plan on doing that, and then just generally kind of trying to straighten up this room, which is an ongoing, fruitless task.
You actually had your entire cutting table cleaned off.
I did.
It's
not too bad.
It's not too bad
now. Yeah.
All right. And then we have our quilt retreat a week from Wednesday. That's a Wednesday through Sunday. We're up in Shipshawana. It's the Threads of Mine quilt retreat. And then we should hopefully be back on time after that, and get back to our regular every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But sometimes life gets in the way. So don't worry. We will be back, even if it takes a little longer than normal. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we'll finish up today with our question for all of you. And this one was actually submitted by one of our viewers. I think Georgie was her name, who said, could you ask about sewing machines? And so we said, yeah, that'd be great. So if you sew, whether you do finishing, quilting, sewing clothes, anything like that, tell us what brand of sewing machine you have. And if you don't have a sewing machine, just tell us you don't have one, and we'll see kind of where the distribution is across the groups. Yeah. You have multiple brands. I have Genomi's and then a Handy Quilter.
I have Genomi and a Baby Lock embroidery machine.
Yeah.
And then we have the featherweight.
Yeah, and the Singer featherweight. Yeah,
So it's not too bad.
So tell us that. Don't forget the giveaways. And thanks so much for watching. We look forward to seeing your comments and engaging with you on Instagram and YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram. Mom is at Grand Quilts and I am at Jen Quilter. So thanks again for spending...
Grand Quilts or Grand Stitches?
Oh, it used to be Grand Quilts. Grand Stitches. Mom is at Grand Stitches and I'm at Jen Quilter. So thanks so much for spending your time with us. We really appreciate it and have a great day.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.